It's very common on the internet to use superlatives. It's very common on the internet to use superlatives. But when I say this is the best IMDb page, I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. Maybe one of the best web pages in existence, but it's certainly the best thing to come out of IMDb. Let me show you. Come with me. So here we are on a user page called Cat Pantry. They have a lifetime total of 1,000 plus. The total badge is the lifetime count of all IMDb contributions. Gold level is reserved for roughly the top 1 to 2% of all contributors. So basically, Cat Pantry is IMDb royalty. What makes Cat Pantry so amazing? Well, I'll show you. Are you familiar with the Dragonheart film franchise?
You have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't think so. Yeah, so there are these movies that have been around since, I think, the 90s, and it's about dragons, and these dragons can, share part of their heart with humans and stuff. So I went onto IMDb, and I read some reviews, and it turned out the movie was pretty good. I wasn't the only one who was moderately pleased with the movie that I just watched. But among the reviews, there was a special thing. And it was Cat Pantry. The title of the review is Dramatic. When Lucas gets out of bed one morning and steps into the kitchen, he says, "Someone took my parents out. Now we are going to make them pay." Willa, Marks, Kirby, Oslo, Arden, Renuk, and Catherine all slap their arms on the table and then break off to go get ready in their rooms. Willa and Catherine got ready in the same room. Girl time. Put on each other's lipstick. Marks and Kirby, Renuk, Lucas, Arden getting ready in the same room, shaving their faces with lighters. Guy time. Oslo gets ready in a calm, separate room. That doesn't happen in the movie. Cat Pantry just left fanfiction as a review. They gave it 8 out of 10 stars, so there was some thought put into it. It wasn't just like a high or a low. And then they wrote this paragraph that was basically fanfiction about a bunch of different characters in the movie Dragonheart. Oh, 4 out of 5 people found that helpful. Can you see where I'm coming from with this? Okay, if you're not on board yet, let me try you another one. So the review right above Dragonheart is for Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker. To get you more familiarized with the Cat Pantry experience, let's just read their review from the 22nd of February, 2020 of Star Wars Episode 9. 1 out of 10 stars. Jabba the Hutt was on deck just in case he'd already been killed. In Clone Wars, Jabba was almost put in the movie as part of the Gungan army, but he's 1,500 pounds, so the only role for him was their leader. But as you know, someone else ended up playing that role. One night, Darth Maul and Jabba went to Circle K. Jabba loaded up in the back of Maul's F-150. In the back of Darth Maul's Ford F-150. When Maul had gone into the store, meanwhile Jabba had pulled his pocket knife out back there and carved a silhouette into the truck's paint job. This is funny. This is funny. But it's also mysterious. There is a level of mystique that leaves you speechless. And in a world where there's so many things that I can just Google to figure out, it's kind of nice to know that there are some mysteries that you will never fully comprehend. Let's read another review, and maybe understanding will come unto you. This is a review for Taylor Swift's Miss Americana. I have not seen this movie, but I have talked to someone who has seen this movie and who I also read this review to, and they confirmed to me that this does not happen in the movie. Taylor Swift locks eyes on a bug on the ground. Some of us are good at seeing what happened. We discuss this performance, 13 Heads at Odds with the Small Stuff, at Denny's, Chryson and Sate Boulevard. Let's just look up Chryson, see if it pulls anything up. There are no Denny's restaurants on Chryson. There's gotta be a bajillion state boulevards though. Well, okay, there's a couple. I'm gonna guess Texas first, so we're gonna go to the Texas one. I don't see any on Chryson and State Boulevard. Restaurant. if you can call Denny's a restaurant.
Nice on!
How a teenager turned a Denny's into the best punk club. I mean, that's exciting, but that's not what I'm looking for. I cannot find the Denny's that Cat Pantry is referencing in this. So, the mysteries, they add up. Back to the review. One of us, a hard-to-hear short man, sits on top of a table in a small chair. He whispers us along, acting as the guide of our ideas. Uses a small whip on our hands if we get out of line. One man made a comment about T-Swift, said she made her thighs bigger. Short Mediator responded, yes, and proceeded to whip the commenter's hand but missed and hit a Denny's pancake, and it made the exact sound of a barn door slamming. Cat Pantry! And you'll notice, we've already seen the Denny's and we've seen the Ford F-150. Those are reoccurring motifs within Cat Pantry's repertoire. So this is the Flex Tape Clear and Gray commercial, a 2018 video. And Cat Pantry gave this 10 out of 10 stars. It says Phil S. as the title. Likes putting boats together with glue. Just the other night, I saw an inspired man in his garage sitting in a smaller garage that he'd made from flex glue. But he sealed himself in! Help me, he cried. His dog, 900 pounds, had also been sealed in a container made from flex glue. The dog peered out of there with glowing red eyes. Witness one strong bark from the dog that put me on my ass. Cat Pantry, you shouldn't have. 2 out of 2 people found that helpful. I've noticed with Cat Pantry's reviews, often it's 2 out of 2 found this helpful. Almost all of Cat Pantry's reviews have 2 out of 2 helpful, if not more. Which makes me wonder if there are Cat Pantry alt accounts, at least 2 of them, probably just 2 of them, that go through and like all of Cat Pantry's reviews. Maybe this goes back to the whole 1% of IMDb thing where in order for your review to be verified, you have to have at least 2 people like what you wrote. Okay, here's a movie I don't think anyone has ever seen called Fugitive Alien. It's a 1987 TV movie that was given 6 out of 10 stars by our very dear Cat Pantry. Review is titled Science. People can also die very slowly. That is what happens in this one. Sid lays next to a 25-foot thick see-through wall. On the other side is the other half. When one opens the fridge, out pours a waterfall of dead roses. At least one of them sees this. Clint Eastwood sitting next to Denny's at night. He waves, hello, goodbye, for 16 hours a day out there. They say hardship makes you stronger, but it can also cause a person to want no real reaction to anything. But people have to react to what they're supposed to react to, whether they want to or not. God, this is us. See what I mean? Like if it's a movie you haven't seen before, it adds so many questions. Okay, so there's 2 reviews for the Polar Express, one of which is the video game, and one of which is the movie. So let's go with the movie first, and then we'll go to the video game. Let's begin! The movie starts out with T. Hanks in the shower, and then the screen splits into smaller screens of Tom Hanks in the shower as the movie goes on, until thousands of mini screens are shown and form the digital wilted rose at Denny's restaurant on your screen. The movie lasts 75 hours. One watch. Let's read the review for the Polar Express 2004 video game. Hanks Tom, look at your hand for 5 quality minutes. Concentrate. But actually first, commence this timed video. Slowly gaze up at your hand as it plays. If the video is over once you've completely brought your attention from your hand to the screen, then great! If the video is still in progress, go through it again. I could put in a 5-minute segment of me just slowly concentrating on my hand to really drive home the effect of what Cat Pantry is saying right here, but I think that would deprive the viewer of the experience of seeking out this meditation on their own. Let's keep going. Here's The Matrix Reloaded. I forget which Matrix movie that is. Film series, Matrix. Well, yeah, okay, which one is it? Matrix Revolutions, which continues the story, was released 6 months after Matrix Reloaded. It's the second one. Agent Smith was like a small pile of dried glue. Dried in the way that it is tough to make changes to something that does not shift. So he was the bad one. I just can't stop thinking about when Neo paid to get Smith in to see a psychologist. The psychologist took off and placed his pocket watch on top of Smith's knee, saying, "Time's up." And then Neo proceeded to completely remove the head of Agent Smith. No real help from the heroes in this one. I don't remember that scene in The Matrix. They went to a fortune teller lady when they bent the spoon. A small pile of dried glue, though. Cat Pantry's onto one of something for that one. The reviews are very good, but that's not the only thing Cat Pantry can provide us with. So you can make lists on IMDb, and sometimes you'll see people's movies I want to watch this year, movies I have watched, or movies that made my childhood or whatever. Well, Cat Pantry is going to blow all of those out of the water. Let's just start with Tom Cruise. And oh look, it's just Tom Cruise. Okay, let's go to List of the Grinch. There's 6 titles on this list, and they're all just How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one. Just 6 of them, all in a row. I don't think I've opened this one before. It's called Retired (Football). And yeah, it's just Donald Trump. Here's one at the very top. This is the very first list that you'll see on Cat Pantry's profile, and it just says no. Eleanor Tomlinson. Cat Pantry really is something against this chick. Who is she? I don't even know. She's an actress. I don't know who this chick is, but Cat Pantry really doesn't like her. Oh man, I'm sorry. Eleanor, I'm so sorry that Cat Pantry, that one of the great artists of our time, is so against you. I'll say this again later. That's not even on the lists. Go through on your own and read these. It is a time and a half. My freshman year in college, some friends and I read the sugar-free gummy bear reviews on Amazon. If you're not familiar with that, just don't research, just go and read. You will have an amazing time. Cat Pantry, I think, is in the same vein. It is something where you can go through and should go through with friends, with loved ones, with people that have a sense of humor, and just take turns reading things out loud. This needs to be shared with the world. So I discovered Cat Pantry's profile about a week ago. What's today? It's March 9th today. Just yesterday, Cat Pantry posted 11 reviews. We haven't even gotten into theories of what Cat Pantry is. It could be multiple people writing it. So in that case, I think it would be very ironic. But it also could be genuine. The fine line between fiction and reality is part of what makes Cat Pantry so intriguing. In their words, betwixt them seem to lie great subtext, but it's never subtext that you're gonna know. Batman vs. Superman, John of Justice. I said it again. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. True story. There were missile launchers, piles of extra drugs, cell phones out of battery, and air conditioning systems on a Ford F-150 used for noise. A black and white photo of Denny's restaurant, a pair of eyeglasses made from concrete, and it all took place in real life, in a bathtub containing one person. Well, there you have it, folks. Oh, I don't know what this movie is. It's called Geostorm from 2017. The review title is what caught my eye. Entire film was like a shoe commercial. In big shoe company commercials, people shoo things in life away. You'll never see people running towards a chilled bump to help bat mosquitoes off his shins. Instead, you'll see people getting their bodies ready to reproduce. In one commercial, a man is shown running over a bridge during summertime and leaps over a pigeon. Oh my goodness, is this too risque? What does it mean? That's part of my fear with Cat Pantry stuff too. Some of it I'm like, is this suggestive? But I truly can't tell if it is or not. Let's see. Okay, I've seen a lot of trailers on YouTube for this movie, Fantasy Island. I have no intentions of going to see it, but Cat Pantry did, so let's see what they say. Wait, I just thought of something. What if Cat Pantry doesn't see these movies? It just keeps going, like the levels of narrative. I don't even think it goes down. I think it builds up. It's building out, actually. I think Cat Pantry is slowly yet surely building a meta narrative as one would try to build a Tower of Babel up to God, and Cat Pantry might be attempting to break through the fourth wall with so many different layers of meta narrative that you realize, I don't know, something. I truly don't know what the end goal is, but I think that's probably the closest I've come to really understanding what the motivation of Cat Pantry is. Anyway, Fantasy Island, 2 out of 10 stars. What can I tell you? Ghost emoji. I can recommend typing in Portia Doubleday into Google Images. She looks great. Beauty recognizes beauty, am I right, folks? Oh, she's the sad one. She looks really different in the movie than she does in pictures. Alright, I did it, Cat Pantry. I learned nothing. The actress was in... that actress was in this movie. You don't say, Cat Pantry. I can remember her from the portion I know about. I was screen chatting my longtime buddy Jessica Salazone. She was wearing gold earrings. She started talking about Fantasy Island in depth, something I didn't want. But that's okay, because I was starting at her wrists. Basically, from what I can remember, a T-Rex leaves a jail cell, and then finds himself fully illuminated by the sun in a Denny's parking lot. What is going on? Okay, Jessica Salazone isn't a celebrity as far as I can tell, so Cat Pantry just name-dropped someone. And I don't know if I'm supposed to understand who this someone is, but is this a brag? I don't understand. Ooh, Birds of Prey. Harley Quinn played by Frank Sinatra in 1955? Someone told me Frank Sinatra would be in this, but he wasn't. Harley Quinn's fly over New York in Cessna plane. Miles below, Batman's Bane is shown with a broom and a dustpan clearing a basketball court. He has made a decision to live a tamed life, her to a neutral life. I will not forget Harley Quinn in that plane, sitting in the driver's seat with the plane in autopilot. She applies lipstick while a woman rubs her neck. At that moment, Harley Quinn has a busy, unfocused facial expression. Well, I don't need to see that movie because Cat Pantry just told me everything I need to know. Okay, let's try to go down to the very first one. Cat Pantry started leaving reviews in 2016. They left 3 reviews between June and August. Then they took a 2-year break. Then in 2018, they returned triumphantly on January 10th to review Star Wars The Last Jedi. Granted, there were some new ideas in this one, very few. A lot of the original George Lucas material was rehashed or recycled within the new money-making Star Wars commercialized system. In one of the climactic scenes, Revenue Generators, we see Kylo, Rey, and Snoke can be subdued with Luke Skywalker, the Emperor, and Darth Vader. Oh, substituted, not subdued. That's my bad. Rey watches through a window as her rebel friends are being decimated while she is simultaneously being pressured to turn to the dark side by Kylo and Snoke. Will she buckle under the pressure? I ask, a rusty, tripped-up 50-year-old man reclining in my rocker, already having seen Return of the Jedi in the 80s? Did Luke give in back then? No, but we already saw that play out. We've seen it. Kylo, even for the most part, rescued Rey from Snoke like Darth Vader rescued Luke from the Emperor. Dramatic, right? Wrong. So why did Disney reuse this scene almost exactly the way that George had it, and why did they keep reusing everything else? Because Disney is trying to drain money from a naive Star Wars community. They strategically perused something that they knew made a killing in the past and maximized profit margins. They've already made 3 movies in 2 years, and they will keep hanging bait in front of us until we finally deem it as rotten. J.J. Abrams and Disney did the same with their other Star Wars film, They copied the entire plot from A New Hope 1977. George Lucas, you said it yourself. These are my kids. Now they're your bastards. You shouldn't have sold it for $4 billion, but I forgive you. Only your movies are epic, creative, fluent, dramatic, very good efforts. Daisy Ridley equals fickle, Kylo Ren equals no, F2187 equals no, Luke Skywalker equals debatably ruined, Yoda equals destroyed, Leia equals OMG. I think that's probably the best place to leave it be. The mystery is solved. Cat Pantry proclaims themselves to be a 50-year-old man, but then there is also a shred of doubt. Is this really the truth? We've spent so much time trying to parse together the pieces of this Cat Pantry phenomena that when we're finally given a clear answer, it feels wrong to just accept what's at face value. Cat Pantry just told us right here that they're a 50-year-old man reclining in their rocker who's tripped up and rusty. And if this really is an old man leaving all of these reviews, that's fantastic. But then it also might not be. The best part is I don't think anyone can harass Cat Pantry. I don't think you can leave reviews on IMDb. Can you instant message on IMDb? Can you get in contact with people? I don't think so. And I honestly hope not. Cat Pantry is a treasure of the internet. This is new media art. It's using the internet and Web 2.0 in order to tell stories, and my goodness, Cat Pantry has told us an epic story here. Go read it for yourself. Go experience for yourself. And don't forget to reference the Denny's and the Ford F-150 in the comments below. I think my Ford F-150 is filled with lots and lots of Denny's signs because I think that the sign from Denny's looks kind of cool. It has like this fun shape to it, and so my Ford F-150 was used to steal signs from a Denny's. Yeah, I think that's how mine works.